Hi everyone, welcome to Ethernal Realms. In this video, we will take a look at what guidance we have for your path ahead in your desired situation, in the direction that you're putting your work in, what you're focused on right now. We have pile 1 here, pile 2, pile 3, and pile 4. And make sure to choose your reading with your intuition. If you're not sure how, visit the video in the ribbon above. And once you've made your choice, the timestamps for your reading will be in the description box in the comment below. As soon as you have chosen, we will get started. Hi pile 1, welcome to your reading. Let's take a look. We're going to be charting your path here. What is the path ahead? That's the question. And what is the guidance here? So we have the mountain here coming up first. This one is interesting. It's about climbing up the peaks. It's about gathering experience. It is going through difficult times and learning from those things instead of, feeling pity and sorry about yourself or certain circumstances. And this includes people around you as well. It's about getting to the core of the matter. It's sort of like the closer you get to the core, the higher you're able to rise. That's what I'm feeling here. But let's take a look at your cards here. Can we describe the now, please? Okay, thank you. Can we describe pile 1's beliefs here? Pile 1's beliefs. I'm going to take one card for each position, please. Thank you. Okay, this is looking good. 3, let's see, what is their history? What has been their past? What is the guidance forward? So what has been their past? We have the 9 of Wands. So you're feeling pretty exhausted here. As in, it seems like you have been climbing for a while here. You're very perseverant. What are their ideals, please? What is pile 1's ideals? Okay, what is... Yes, we'll take this. Oh, the Fool. Okay. Let's see, what is their gut telling them for the way forward? What's their gut instinct? Pile 1 viewers. Gut instinct for pile 1 viewers, please. Yes, thank you. We have the Wheel of Fortune. It's time for a change, that your time is coming. You feel as though the fates are turning in your favor, that your dreams can become a reality. Okay, let's see some more. What are their goals? Pile 1's goals. Pile 1's goals, please. Can we have one card? Pile 1's goals. We're gonna take this one here. The Page of Swords. Can we get some guidance for you for your path ahead? Pile 1. Guidance for the path ahead, please, for pile 1. Okay, we have the 10 of Swords. Okay, then we have next steps. What should be their next steps here? We have the Ace of Pentacles. This is looking pretty clear actually here. Okay, and what is the outcome? The final outcome for pile 1 viewers? Okay, 2 of Wands. Gorgeous. So, right now you have a passion, you have a spark, you have an ignition. It can come in the form of an idea. You have something that is just calling you to action. But because it is so new, it might feel like you're unsure about how this might pan out, and that it's a big risk, or you have to put a lot of effort and you don't yet know how it might turn out. You're just gonna have to try and see for yourself. That's the thought here. In the past position, we have the 9 of Wands, which explains that you have been working quite hard. You have perhaps you've put in a lot of effort in where you are right now, and you don't want that to go to waste. So you don't want to try something drastically different, or shift out of your comfort zone entirely, because then that would feel as though the work that has been done is going to waste. Sort of. Okay, but what Spirit is actually asking you to do is start, put something, this idea into material, because we have two aces here. So take the first step, make the first step. And your ideal as well is optimistic. It is keeping faith in the universe here. Same goes with the Hierophant in the beliefs position, that you trust in a bigger picture, and it's as though it's a calling. Okay, you have a feeling, and that's what I'm getting here, is that you have a feeling that you need to move in a different direction, and that what you are doing right now, that has been working out fine so far, but moving ahead you need to make a fresh start. And it's a calling that's coming to you via the form of spirituality or religion, or just a feeling in your inner guide kind of telling you as well that a change needs to be made, and that the keys to your success are within you. All you need to do is give it a shot. Right? So with the gut here as well, the Wheel of Fortune, the universe has your back. That's the vibe here, that things will shift and turn as you take the action, because honestly, whatever prediction you do, it is always going to end up with free will. Okay, if you do not want to do something, even if there is a lot of potential, then the potential is never realized. It's simply how it is, right? It's sort of like the energy balance. You begin with plenty of potential, like with the Fool here, and when you start making action in that direction, the potential converts into kinetic energy, and that kinetic can then convert into other stuff like work done, and the power that is exerted, and the effect that is made, and so on. But if the conversion does not happen, then the potential simply remains as just that, right? So the guidance here is put an end to the chapter. Something that is burning you out, it is done. It's just done. There is no question here. It's just a fear of what might happen, right? But Spirit here is asking you to leave the past behind. It's like you have struggled plenty, and you've worked a lot, and please don't think that your experience is going to be in vain, because it's completely not going to be. Okay, you might utilize it in some other way, or at the very least you will get a philosophy out of the experiences you've had so far. For example, I studied engineering, so I'm not an engineer now, but I did learn critical thinking. So I do not go at face value for anything. I'm like, okay, but why and how? And I want to know how something is working. For example, how does tarot work? I don't want to believe it without knowing how exactly something works here. And if, like, I now know that, tarot is, the interpretation is based on the subconscious mind, then I want to know, okay, how does the subconscious mind retain information? How does it understand the outside world, and how is that impacting the way that I'm living life, right? So I want to keep on looking, and that's because of my education, that I look for the right sources, that I evaluate the sources even after I get the right ones, and it's not the first link that pops up on the browser, right? So no, the stuff you have done so far is not going to go to waste. It's just going to take a different form. The Two of Wands in the outcome position is basically saying that a new opportunity, either you're creating for yourself, or you are moving towards an opportunity coming in, and you taking advantage of that. That's the outcome. You're exploring a different avenue that is a lot more exciting. Perhaps you've done something for a very long time, and it's just become very mundane, and you're not gathering anything new out of it. So it's not exciting. It's not fun anymore. You're not expanding anymore. With the Page of Swords here as well in the goals section, it's like you want to learn, you want to talk, you want to express yourself, you want to think about things, you want to analyze and criticize, and so on and so forth. There's a lot of things going on in the mind that wants to be explored, and in the outcome here is basically saying you're moving in that direction. Remember to not lose sight of what you are at the core. Don't forget your intentions before you move in that direction, because when we keep climbing with the mountain, it comes with a warning that you can climb really high, and it can feel as though you're above everybody else because you did something, daring, and you dared to follow your gut, and that now you're doing something great, or so on. There can be a feeling of bravado and supremacy, but that's just something to be watchful for. It's not necessary that it will, pan out. Like I said, it's up to free will. That's why it's important to keep the intention in mind before making the new step, such that you know why exactly you are doing something that you're desiring here. Okay. What else? There is, you're optimistic as a person. You definitely have this thirst for learning a lot. Like there is a quest type of vibe here. Okay, the full Page of Swords and the Two of Wands is like, I want to go and explore something new, learn something new, expand my horizons, meet new people, gather new experiences, learn from those experiences, and just keep on expanding my horizons such that there is not one dull moment, right? And that is totally possible here. And that's like the progression that I'm seeing here as well. So it can be that you're taking a new course, or that taking a new course can help you move in this new direction. You're interested in learning something new. Okay, and here with the Hierophant, Wheel of Fortune, and the 10. Oh, so this is 10, 10, 5, 10, and 10. So this is asking you to, make the necessary changes. And while it is unpleasant in the short run, you know that it is going to lead to new beginnings and new potential that is going to grow you as a person. This is really the 10, 10. If you see this number is about self-development, it feels as though you have changed. And we have 1, 1, and 0 again. So these could be some synchronicities that you are seeing around you. What else are we getting here? Ace of Pentacles, Wheel of Fortune, Nine of Wands, and so putting in the work and in the direction that actually excites you and expands you is going to attract more finances. So if financial and material security is what you're concerned about, you don't have to be, because before climbing the mountain, the ground is very fine. You can stay on the ground. You don't have to climb the mountain, right? But if you do, you experience a whole other reality, and it's not unstable. It's just a different type of stability. So that's what I'm feeling here. You're setting a new cycle in motion when you move in this direction. It will end up beneficially, and it will also be exciting for you. Of course, since it is the very first steps, I will not promise you things, because it depends on your personal efforts that you put into the thing, and it of course also depends on whether you will make the choice at this moment or not. But looking at what is now, this looks promising. The Two of Wands is, if you put in the effort, you work on your intentions, you take the necessary steps, then it looks promising. Okay, what else do we get? The Fool, Hierophant, Two of Wands, and the 10 of Swords. Yeah, put an end to the cycle. I love the consistency here. Put an end to the cycle. A chapter is finishing. It can even be that you're graduating from something, and if you're not passionate about that, then you're looking at new avenues. What else can you study that would be more in alignment with what you're actually passionate about? Or it can just be that you're leaving behind a certain job or a location and you want to move towards something else. The Hierophant is also it's a Sagittarian card. It's about institutions, so you can be acquiring a new teacher, you want to take a new course, you find a good mentor to guide you on your path ahead. That's possible too, and it might be someone else that encourages you to take that leap of faith and start on something new here. It can require some investment, but I'm feeling more energetic investment. So if you have the focus and the desire and the will, then it is completely possible here. Okay, let's get some more cards. So what's the guidance for pile 1 viewers for the next steps? See, we have boat, money or property through an inheritance, winning or windfall. And we have September. Okay, let's get a little bit more. Pile 1 viewers. So what's the guidance? Thank you. Yes. Hold on. What's the guidance for the way forward? What's the path ahead? Beware of self-delusion. Yeah, exactly. So, it's not that, because it comes with the Fool as well, and even the Page of Swords, it feels as though I know everything, even though there's a lot more to learn, because it's still like in the exciting stage of, I learned something new and this must be it. And that type of naive energy kind of follows through with that. So of course, do your research of how exactly you might go around doing something that you like before, you know, taking a very big risk. But again, like, of course, there's a general reading, so please use your own discernment before making any major life choices here. But whatever you're inquiring about, something you're passionate about, it can lead to something wonderful for you, which is stable for the future as well. But again, it is up to you for the making. Yeah, so that's the beware of self-delusion, and also this feeling of supremacy that we were talking about. I'm not saying you will, but it can come with the Page of Swords. Like, it becomes very argumentative and does not really, there is less communication tact here. Right, but there is a desire to learn, and it feels as though the more you learn, the more tact you develop, and that is a natural progression for the Page of Swords, because then it moves the Knight and the Queen, and finally the King, who has just absolute dominion over the mind and communication here, right? Okay, and what else do we have? Shrewdness and resourcefulness, especially in business. Yeah, so you have to be clever about your resources moving ahead. So like I was saying, there might be some investment that is needed to be made. For example, if you want to go back to school, if you want to change your field, then you know you need to invest in some finances, your time, your energy, and so on, depending on your scenario. Please take it as it resonates, but be clever about what you're doing, such that you don't feel so unsafe that you're not able to focus on what your true desire is. And we have psychic ability, trust your intuition. Exactly, your intuition is on point, really. I feel like most of you already know that you want to do this, and you're looking for confirmation here. Yeah, let's get some more cards. Okay, so pile 1 viewers. What is the guidance for pile 1 viewers for their path ahead? Yes, we have card number 22, raw intention. Yeah, raw intention is about willpower, strength, and courage. Just the ability to take that chance and break out of your comfort zone in order to explore something new. 22 is about, it can be meeting someone that encourages you, with 2 of Wands as well. 2 over there. So there can be someone influential here. You can even talk about the teacher that you're encountering, and the teacher can be within you as well. So it's just an internal drive to just go ahead and do it, okay? But yes, okay, let's see. September could be some time that you're starting, or you're like really putting in the research work to make this happen. That is a significant time for you. You can gather more information, the right contacts can come through. Beware of self-delusion as well, and talk about stopping yourself, okay? Like you're doing enough, and you've done enough, and you know that it has been enough time wherever you are, and that it is a natural progression to move on to the next phase of your life, or the next chapter. We also have card number 33. So we have 22, 33, 10, 10, and 5. Okay, 11 as well. Wow. Okay, so sacred mirrors. The world is reflecting itself to you. Yeah, so if this kind of goes back to my earlier point of, if it does not feel correct, it's because you've outgrown the place. I feel like you're outgrowing the place, and whatever effort you put in over there just kind of feels like you're giving in more than you're getting now. Okay, and everything has a time and place, right? Everything and everyone does not belong in the same place at the same time all the time, right? Things are always changing. So the mirror effect that we have from our environment and the people we interact with can be a very, very good compass for us to understand when time is up and we need to move forward to something that is of a higher calling. 33 is the card of divine guidance. It is about putting in your resources and making magic happen. Okay, mind, body, and spirit. Yes. Oh, speaking of, this is mind, this is body, and we have spirit. So that is very interesting. Where can this head, if they move towards this direction, this path, if they choose, where does this head? Where does this lead for pile 1? I'm going to take so many. So we have vapor trail, leaving behind your mark, and we have energy. Yeah, see, we talked about energy quite a bit, the potential and the kinetic energy here. So it's sort of like what you are investing is what you are getting. That's what you're leaving behind. There is a trail that you are creating, whether you realize that or not, and you can see that in hindsight in the longer run. But this can require you to travel as well. Perhaps you want to study abroad. Even if it's a semester abroad or something, it would require you to travel, and that can be a big decision because you're really moving out of your comfort zone to explore something very new here. Okay, let's get you some last guidance, some more guidance for Pile 1 viewers. Thank you. We have your intuition is correct. Follow your inner wisdom without fail. We have 2 owls showing up. So yeah, you could see some owls, raven, bull. 3 owls actually. So it's as though your intuition has always been right. You're looking for additional confirmation here. Okay, we have the peacock. Inherent wisdom is emerging at this time. Watch it and ready yourself for a rebirth. So like I was saying before, a lot of you, it's just an internal knowing that time's up, and we just gotta move on and start somewhere fresh and new. When something is over, we always look for a new challenge. That is just how we are wired and made for some reason. But yeah, we're always on this quest of learning more and more and more and more. Right, so that's what is coming through. Peacock can also be the inherent wisdom is like you're finding the teacher that resonates with you. So even if you're not able to acquire this wisdom from within, you are able to see from the mirroring effect of other people that yes, I totally vibe with this person, I totally get this person, and that's what I think, that's what I say, and through others we're able to understand our own intentions much clearer. So interacting with some people who are driven and passionate and are very close to you and you trust them, they can really help you see your situation much clearly. Okay, let's get some master dice for you, Pile 1 viewers. Pop forward. So we have Mercury, Aries, and the 12th house. There can be some insecurities here. Again, we got that before. But the 12th house is also about surrendering those insecurities and fears because it's not in your control anymore. The 12th house is about surrendering to spirit. Just leave the rest. Do what is in your hand. Take care of your individual empowerment. And the raw intention, by the way, is a very Aries and Emperor card, and we see Aries here. So it is about drive, courage, and ambition, not stopping yourself and just going for what is calling to you. You are receiving very useful guidance, whether it is from your mind, through meditation, during your sleep, or through other people. But there is important communication taking place. It can come out of nowhere if you're waiting on communication to come through. Let's say you've already made the applications and now you're waiting for results. Or this can even be like you initiating the communication, you making the necessary emails. And fear is very natural, but when we stop ourselves because of fear, then we're just restricting ourselves. Okay, fear is natural. Whenever we want to try something new, it is scary. It's fine, sit with it, but do it anyway. Okay. The Mercury is also about the mind, intellect, and communication. So apart from the emails and correspondence we were talking about, is also expanding your mind, learning and speaking more coherently, making your intentions very, very clear to the people around you, to the work that you have, even to yourself about, what you actually want to be achieving. Guidance for the path ahead. We have the Wheel of Fortune again. We have the car, so this indicates travel. We have the bottle opener and the corkscrew. We have 2 tennis rackets. It can be that this is something that is exciting for you, that you feel very abundant doing, that you feel as though it can increase your competency. These are new skills that you need to acquire in order to stay relevant within your field. That as well can apply to some of you. But there is flourishing. It's just about opening up. The flower is like open up and blossom. Okay, don't stop yourself from blossoming. This year, whatever tool you need is available at your disposal. Whether it is here right now or you're starting off with some limited resources, but as you move along in this direction, more comes towards you. The Wheel of Fortune as well, which your gut is saying that it's just gonna come. It's gonna flow. It's gonna work out in divine timing and place. Nobody knows how or when or how. It's just very synchronistic, and we see so many synchronicities in your reading already. So yeah, if this is really a true calling, go for it. Make sure you plan effectively beforehand before you take very major steps. But if you're sure, just start taking the necessary actions to move towards that. Okay, that's going to be a career financial thing. That's what I'm feeling mostly. That's why I was giving those examples. Okay, so that's what I have for you, Pile 1. Thank you so much for being here. I really hope the reading helped you and gave you the confirmation you needed. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. If you want a personal reading, you can always reach me via my Etsy shop. The link is in the description box in the comment below. I hope to see you some other time. Until then, take care. Bye. Hi Pile 2, welcome to your reading. Let's take a look at your guidance for the path ahead. We'll first look at these two cards and then I will shuffle for your tarot. Okay, so we have the Eternal Child first and foremost. This is a very Leo card. And we also have a cape. I'm gonna take a look at the book for this one. But yeah, I'm gonna start shuffling and you can skip ahead if you don't want to watch the shuffle part. But yeah, let's discuss Pile 2's. Alright, so let me take a look at the book here to make sure I have the descriptions right with a cape. Let's see. Yes. So this is about devotion and unconditional love. What if instead of putting yourself at the center of your spiritual practice, you put God, Goddess, or nature at the center? How would this change your approach? Such is the energy of this card. It is alive when we are in awe and wonder, our breath taken away by the sacred force that surrounds us and asks for nothing in return. This card can indicate a spiritual initiation that stretches your capacity to love and serve. You sense the earthly as the heavenly and vice versa. Such an initiatory moment can appear in any form, and like a healing balm to the modern soul, its effects last a lifetime. The Agate card may also suggest you reassess what you worship every day, consciously or unconsciously. What are you elevating? Where does the sacred ladder you climb ultimately lead to? So this represents basically service, reverence, honor, and joy. Yes, okay. So, first things. I love the color combinations that are taking place. It's as though you're transferring from something that has kept you stagnant and it's kind of been draining your energy. The Ten of Swords is your current moment here, so you might be feeling very exhausted. This could have been like the end of a chapter, or it's as though a realization that a cycle needs to be completed and you're through with a certain situation. In the past position, we have the Hermit here, which means you have been introspecting and reflecting on your circumstances. This can, for some of you, this can be a romantic situation. So in that scenario, the Hermit can be talking about you have been single for a while and you want to put that to an end here, but at the same time you have some things from the past that either you're still working through and you want to finish that completely before moving on to the next, or you have those fears that stem from the past still carrying on with you while you are healing. So it's still kind of apprehensive about whether you want to move forward with a new partnership or not. But there is, of course, a desire to connect with someone wholly. In the beliefs position, we have the Ten of Cups. So there is a belief here that, happiness can be yours, that a happy family, a good situation in terms of the connections you make in your close surroundings, that is very much possible. There is also this idea that the past, can come into the future if the roots are still there. If you still remain attached to the past, then the past can come with you. But if you put an end to a certain cycle from the ground up, then it need not come into your future. That's your guidance here. In the official guidance position, we have the Wheel of Fortune, which says make the necessary changes, get the ball rolling, and leave the rest in the hands of the fates of the universe. Wheel of Fortune is also talking about you're protected from the negative influences that have dragged on for a while, that is not needed to continue in your life anymore. I was talking about Leo with the eternal child, and Agape as well talks about so much love. So it's about embracing the inner child within you, okay? And we also have the strength card here, which talks about gentle power. It's about having authority, personal authority, knowing how far is too far for a certain connection, being very careful of where you are investing your energy and resources, because you really don't want the past to repeat. But at the same time, if you're really afraid that the past might repeat, then it's not wise to go into a new relationship with that situation, with that type of thought pattern. And by the way, even if this is not pertaining to a romantic situation, it can still apply to how you relate with yourself and the world around you, right? Connections and relationships are, as individuals, you can connect with many different things. In the gut instinct, we have the Three of Swords. Some of you can be asking about, about an ex situation, or that the past should not repeat, or that you learn from the past and then you move on from it instead of bringing that up again. And that the happy family, even if there is the desire that things could work out with someone, it's not necessarily the case. The Three of Swords is talking about, oh, this won't end well, or that I will get hurt in the end if I go down this road, and I have been hurt before, and I know that these patterns are repeating, and if I keep going down this road, then this is how it will end, because I've done it before and I know how it goes. So instead, the guidance here for you is to respect your inner desires, things that bring you happiness, true happiness and fulfillment, that don't have toxicities attached to it, that does not contain heartbreak and devastation and dis-ease, is what I'm getting here. Things that are purposefully making you uncomfortable. This can be thoughts and also people, conversations, things that bring you heartbreak that does not need to continue into your future here. Okay, so the next step here is to come into a wholeness with the Father of Cups or the King of Cups. It's, like I've been repeating before, having that emotional maturity to gather from the past, to detach from it and observe it. With the Hermit as well, it looks like you have been introspecting and you're just gathering your resources and energy before moving forward, and you're trying to understand where you're coming from. You're gathering illumination about the way forward as well. The King of Cups is the accumulation of that emotional intelligence, the spiritual compass. The Wheel of Fortune is making me think of the compass as well. What does your heart say? And if you're still in healing, then go ahead and continue healing. If you don't feel ready to get into another partnership, that is completely fine. Go for it when you feel absolutely ready. Okay? Because in the outcome position, we have Justice. It is, you will be in balance. You will come into balance. You will find your partner. Okay? Justice is the Libra card. So whether it is in a business partnership or a friendship or a romantic connection, this is about finding that karmic balance in your situation. But if we act from a place of pain and hurt, then we will inevitably end up sabotaging ourselves, even if things are not triggered from the outside. It's just the subconscious mind at its, work. But when we make decisions from a level-headed perspective, when we're like, okay, so that happened and we don't want that to happen again. How can we rectify that? How shall we make sure that the past never comes into the future? such that such connections never show up in my life anymore. When we take constructive steps in that manner, and in your case, the constructive step would be to be careful about who you emotionally attach to, then you come into a balance. Balance is the acknowledgement of the difficult sides of a partnership, of a situation, of the shadow, right? It's not the ignoring of it. It's not about putting that under the carpet and being like, yep, now the problem is not visible, therefore the problem is gone. No, the justice is coming into awareness of what is and working with it, working through it, and combining that with the light. Light is awareness and love and acceptance. Strength card here as well. The goal is to reach a sense of fortitude from a place of acceptance of your situation. That is the desire here. You want to feel strong within. You want to feel fierce within. Bold, courage, confidence. It's about working towards your passions as well. The past does not have to repeat. I keep saying that. But honestly, it keeps coming up again and again. Because even if you're asking about a career situation and you're just wanting to, go for a new chapter, beginning something new, there is a fear attachment that you want to have a lot of joy and you want to accomplish certain goals and really go very far ahead, but at the same time there is stopping yourself because what if it doesn't work out, and what if like it happened 5 years ago, 10 years ago, what if the same thing happens again? But if your roots are solid in your current situation, then that will not be the case. If you don't repeat the same patterns or the same mindset, then the past has no scope of coming into the future, right? That is like the biggest message here. Do what you love and love what you do. Okay? Really listen to your inner child here. It really has some great guidance. Father of Cups, as your next steps, can be talking about also meditating and coming to a state of peace and mindfulness in order to see the situation clearly. The Hermit with the tortoise here, it makes me feel as though you're protecting yourself a lot. So while this can be in an introspective, like I just need time for myself right now, it can also go into, well, I'm going to shut out the outside world and I'm just going to stay really strong. I'm going to keep my shell on and I'm not going to come out of here, because if I do, I will be vulnerable. Father of Cups is to not be afraid to be vulnerable. So is the Strength. I don't want to be afraid anymore. That's what I hear. I don't want to sabotage myself. I don't want to have such situations repeat for me again. I don't want to have my heart broken. So while the easier, more local solution is to just shut everything out, you also shut out the good things in your life. You shut out joy as well. If you shut out feelings, you're going to shut out each and every feeling. That is not a place of balance. That is just a karmic cycle that keeps on repeating. And if you keep doing that same loop, the same past, the same patterns will keep repeating. Wheel of Fortune as well, guidance here. It's the same cycle. It'll keep cycling there until one action is changed, one mindset is changed, and then you spiral up. And that can come from a place of awareness through meditation, through reading, through talking to someone more wise. Okay? Someone who has gone through a similar situation but has managed to come out of it. Such people can also bring you a balanced perspective and can really help you out. This does not necessarily mean that you get into the next partnership or that you must act right away. This is just a guidance that if you need time, go ahead and take it. But make sure that you keep looking for a constructive way out rather than shutting things away. Because what you deserve here is this 10 of Cups, this happiness. And we have 10, 10, and 10. We have IX, XI. There is a mirroring taking place here. Yes, VIIV, so there is a mirroring taking place. So 10s are about personal development. It's about finishing a cycle, emerging a new one. There is initiation and potential that can come out of this. And when we are going through difficult circumstances, then we don't realize it then, but we're actually gathering a lot of wisdom, a lot more than we can put our finger on at that moment. When we are out of it, we're like, in hindsight, I see what I learned. And thankfully, I did learn that, because now I will not go away from this balance point. Justice can signify karmic connections which teach you difficult lessons, but very valuable ones, because why do we entertain difficult relationships? It's because we have a part of them within us that we identify and connect with. And we imagine that if we try to heal this person, then it will be healed within us as well. But in that process, it is likely that we delegate our problems to others. And we need to keep in mind that someone else is not us. Even though we are connected, we are still individuals. So it's important to work on the individual self before moving on to something with another person. And when you are going with another person, it has to come from a balanced perspective and an equal standing as well. The strength here is about being very loving, being very giving, but at the same time being very selective about who and what you allow into your life. Leading with your passions, but not losing sight of what is important. There are certain rules that you put on yourself, certain promises you make to yourself, so on. If you want your inner child to shine, you also need to have the fortitude to handle the outside world, because not everyone is going to be, oh, look at that, so childlike and innocent, to let them play or let them have fun, right? Everyone's not as generous. And if we want to allow our inner child to unleash, then we need to also learn how to protect ourselves. Not be rigid, but tough enough, be fierce in our pursuit, not let the inner child dim, follow that happiness, and just let the toxic influences pass by. Okay, it's not something that you want to entertain anymore in your life. Okay, things are wanting to turn for the better here with the guidance. Things are really wanting to come towards you, which make you very happy, which bring a lot of peace, joy, and color into your life. It's not black, gray, and black, white, and gray anymore. It's going to be a lot of spectrum going on. On the surface, it might seem as though it's either right or wrong, or it either works or doesn't. But underneath the surface, there's a lot more going on behind the scenes. There's like an interconnected weaving of things taking place here. Keep in mind that your thoughts and desires are very important. They manifest the reality that you experience. And as you keep on this quest of figuring yourself out and coming to a healthy emotional perspective, the universe as well is lending a hand. It wants to help you out through new connections, through new passions. Okay, through giving you guidances from different sources, but it will always try to bring you to a place of peace and resolution. Okay, can we have some guidance for pile 2's path forward? Okay, let's see. We have You Are Magic. This is the manifestation card. I was going to point to the infinity symbol here. Generally, the magician in tarot is represented with an infinity symbol, which means that you have the capacity to make anything out of nothing. You can make magic happen. And You Are Magic is about you manifesting the reality that you are being in, that you're living in. All right, so be careful. We have Move Beyond Intention to Belief. So yes, what you desire, wish for it like with full belief. Okay, like yes, it will happen. It is happening right now. For example, it's not about I want to feel lovable. It is just you are loved. That's not up to debate. That is not up to question. And it's definitely not up to someone else to take that away from you. Okay, it's not theirs to take. You are loved, you are lovable. It's just about finding your right tribe or the right circumstances, and difficulties happen not because, the world wants to be cruel to you or something. It's because there are certain things to learn, and yes, it can be difficult to see at that time, but it is there. At the bottom line, there's always a layer of love here. So, Move Beyond Intention to Belief is about trusting your journey, trusting your capacity to make something happen. To be able to use your resources confidently needs you to have faith in yourself. Okay, Wheel of Fortune is very Sagittarian, and that can talk about having faith in a bigger picture as well, so that you're not seeing things from a limited perspective in your own life. Okay, let's see. Pile 2 viewers, next steps please. Next steps in their path. What's the path here? We have Spear. Heartache over what you no longer have. Okay. Yeah, that is the 3 of Swords here. Your gut is saying, for some of you it might be time to finish a story and you don't really want to, but you have been feeling lonely for a while, or that it's sort of like even when you have people around you, it's no longer resonating anymore, and you know that things are about to end, or you want to finish things, but you're not happy about that. But at the same time, you know that you need to do this in order to come to a greater place of strength and balance within your life. Okay, let's I'm gonna keep this here. Pile to viewers, next steps, guidance, next steps, pile to viewers, let's path ahead. Okay, what do we have? So we have temporary problems. Yeah, see, this is like not a permanent thing, definitely. Then we have coins, money will be coming to you. We have May could have been a significant time. We have mountain, major challenge to overcome. This could be corresponding to the spear that we saw. We have tiger, doing something risky, taking a chance. And we have a stubborn, aggressive person with the ram. The ram is also Aries, so it's sort of taking initiative towards something. So being stubborn and bullheaded about your goals and not just backing down just because you know, some people might disagree, or that it might be uncomfortable for the short run, because you're keeping the bigger goal in mind here. And while there are some minor challenges and one major one, but like it seems like you have to arrange for the practical solutions and the logistical situations of like how to get out of a certain situation. But it's as though you know that something's done, okay? And it is painful when a chapter ends and you know it's not really enjoyable to change everything. For example, even if it is about, you know, shifting to a new location, finding a new home, arranging for the vehicle to transport all your stuff, packing all your things, and gathering people and resources to help with the moving, and then unpacking, all those things as well can be very exhausting. And on top of that, if you have enjoyed where you have lived before, then you know it's really bittersweet. That's kind of what I'm feeling here. If this is about a romantic connection, someone from the past, then this is that you have had a good connection with this person before, but it no longer fits in your life. So it's sort of feeling torn that, oh, I wish I was still in the same place, then we could be together, but I'm not anymore, so now I don't know what to do. Okay, but this guidance section here is asking you to follow what feels right to you, and that you will overcome these challenges, because it's more about what focus do you have, what are your priorities, and as long as you have that straight and you're protecting your heart against toxic influences, you are in balance. Okay, right partnership, right resources will come into your life when the time is right. So yeah, it sort of looks like the universe needs you to make the first step here, because the tiger, move beyond intention, you are magic, with everything just kind of points to you. What does your heart say? What does your gut say? What do you desire? You know, move in that direction and don't be afraid to fail here. Money is coming to you, so financial resources and career wise it's looking good. So if you're wanting to make a big change and you're kind of afraid of stepping out of your comfort zone to, you know, put yourself out there, then again, take that little bit of risk and you will see the rewards. If you're starting something new now, then you can see certain returns in May. Or May has been a turning point for some of you. We did have eclipse season then, so a certain cycle could have begun then, and you know you're seeing the aftermath of it. If you're curious, you can see the eclipse reading for your zodiac sign. It's there on my channel, so you can look for that. Yeah, all right. So let's get some more. Where is this trajectory headed? 452. Yeah, we have anomaly, which means something is not fitting in your life. That misfit, just everything else seems good, you know, but there is something that just does not feel right anymore. The anomaly can also, in the path forward, this can talk about you're standing out. You're not fitting into one group, in one thing, or the thing that you have before. That can be scary, to get out of your comfort zone, to not know what the tribe might be in the next step. That can be scary. But here with the guidance, you will meet the right-minded people and you can get along well. So that's not something you need to be worried about. Okay? This is your confirmation. Let's go. Some additional advice for Pile 2 viewers. Okay, so universal laws and truths are now being revealed. Use use this energy to create your reality. I see that manifestation energy, what you're thinking, what you're intending, that can really manifest. And manifestation really works on the basis that you attract what you are and what you focus on. So more you move to the belief that you can have what you actually desire, and you're not in the state of, oh, I don't have it now, therefore I must go outside and seek it from other people, other situations, and I must strive and fight for it. As long as you are in that striving for something, it feels as though it's not coming to you. But then when you sit back and relax and you're like, you know what, I've done enough. I've done what I needed to do, and I'm just gonna sit here. It's gonna come. It's mine anyway. I've done it. I've proven that I deserve it. Okay, then we have new rhythms are coming into your life now. You're encouraged to trust and adapt. Yeah, so with the guidance of the Wheel of Fortune, this can talk about new opportunities or fateful changes and shifts that have begun, that have brought in new people or circumstances or even opportunities for the future that is going to lead you to something more beneficial for you, a lot more healthy for your heart and spiritual health and well-being. So trust it and adapt. And we have Eagle. You're learning all aspects of spiritual connection and reaching your heights. So connection, what type of connections do you want to have around you? Because you are the average of the people that you surround yourself with. So again, if there are toxic influences, then they don't need to stay. And at the same time, the type of person you are is going to attract the type of people around you as well. We relate, right? It's about being relatable, and relating is about similarities in experiences and awareness as well. Yeah, so this here is saying that whatever you're going through now, spiritual lessons and connections are difficult sometimes, or they are, they form over a couple of months or at least years sometimes, but they always lead to a very major lesson. It's very profound, and in the end we feel a lot more balanced and at ease here. In the outcome, you're completely coming into balance. All right, let's see. Title viewers. Yes, we have 12th house Pisces and we have South Node. So needing to release something, surrender something, let go, keep faith. Pisces is about spiritual connection too. Your intuition is going to stand out. Introspection is very important in order to keep the intuition sharp, because intuition is going to be influenced if the heart is blocked. If the mind is blocked, then the intuition is as well blocked. So it's important to release the problems that have been there in these situations. This can also be a suggestion that just leave it up to the universe. It's sort of like, I've thought about it, I've banged my head against a wall, I'm trying to figure out what to do. I don't know. I don't know how exactly to have this conversation or how exactly to go about doing this. It is uncomfortable, and there's this hiccup and that hiccup, and I don't know how exactly to tackle this. Could you please help? Because this is clearly not in my hands anymore. Then either you get a person to help you out, or you get the resources, or you have an idea that comes to you that helps you move along with your situation. Pisces can also be artistic, so you might be very afraid of being vulnerable here and expressing your very deep spiritual side. Even the Strength card here has a very soft and tender side. It's holding a rose, right? The lion holding a rose, carrying a rose. That's contrasting. So it's about being not afraid to express your vulnerability, because that will make you happy. Okay? to hell with others. That's what I would say with the guidance here, is just accept yourself as you are, love yourself, because you deserve what you are wanting. What you are seeking is seeking you as well. It's just about aligning and coming to the same space and meeting each other halfway. Oh, that reminds me, wow, I should have looked at the imagery here. It's like meeting halfway, and in the middle here there's light and explosion and fireworks and ideas and illumination. My goodness, so good. Okay, we have a church, is it? Then we have a horse, we have a flying bird, and another bird sitting here. So this can be about expressing yourself, letting yourself free, not holding back. Both in motion, so it's about being dynamic, move beyond intention to belief, make something happen, use your resources to create something new. Yeah, so being ambitious and driven and just locking your eyes on something and just going for that. If something feels right to you, don't hinder yourself. Just go for it and see how that pans out. Have faith in something, an institution, your own self, whatever you believe in, because there is guidance for you. You might be seeing a lot of synchronicities as well around you, which can serve as some guiding points. Yes. Okay, so that's what I have for you, pile 2. Thank you so much for being here. I really hope this reading gave you a lot of insights moving forward. Let me know your thoughts. If you want a personal reading, you can always reach me via my Etsy shop. The link is in the description box in the comment below. I hope to see you some other time. Until then, take care. Bye. Hi pile 3, welcome to your reading. Let's take a look at the guidance you have for the path up ahead. We have the vessel over here. So this talks about containing, it's about creating structures, and it's also about evaluating the structures that are already in place. For some of you, this can even be pointing towards, taking care of your own physical body, eating healthier, exercising, things like that. You might be making that more of a priority. It can also be that you're setting up new structures and routines that enhance your health and well-being here. Okay, I'm gonna start shuffling your tarot cards here, and then we will talk a little bit more. We'll link the two. So if you want, you can watch the shuffling part, or you can skip ahead. Okay, so let's describe the present moment for pile 3. It's interesting. In the present moment, you are being observant, you're critical and analytical of your situation. You might be observing it objectively. This is also about paying attention to what you're thinking and communicating as well. You could be in a communications sector. But overall, this is being in a very mature headspace. You're thinking very, very clearly, even if you might not see yourself in that manner. The Queen of Swords is corresponding to Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius. You could have those in your chart, or that is the center of your question here. That is the mind and communication, ideas, and the propagation of those ideas. Now, your belief system is that you need to put in the perseverance. You have to have the spark and the creativity, because without passion, things cannot move forward. You can have a million thoughts, but if you do not put in the necessary work and you don't have the necessary willpower and the drive, then nothing comes of it in a tangible reality. Now, your ideals are, in this case, that a change needs to be made. And you might have received some communication in the past, in the recent past perhaps, of travel, of some important opportunity, something new. And that has sparked your interest, and you're like, okay, well, if I want to go for that, and yes, I do want to go for that because it is exciting, I have to make some changes here. So the tarot card is talking about this came out of nowhere, but this opens up so much more, and it puts an end to the situation that is going on right now. It breaks open the stagnancy. So the vessel here that we were talking about, the structure that is in place, is going to morph, and it is changing. And you can see that this change is very necessary in order to gain a fresh perspective in your life. to gather more skills as well. So the Queen of Swords in the center position here is very positive because you're not being reckless and impulsive, even though there are many changes taking place. You're looking at things from a level-headed perspective, but with any swords, it can take one step too far and it becomes very critical and overthinking and overanalyzing, and then you end up restricting yourself even though you had all the resources and the necessary communication. Right, so keep that in mind. What else? Your gut is saying go for it. This might require some travel. Eight of Wands can also signify that there is news of travel, like you have to relocate in order to take advantage of this opportunity, for example. So the Chariot can be talking about moving in that direction. I hear driving distance. You might have to travel to work if this is about work or for this opportunity. On another side, the Chariot also talks about using that determination, willpower, and focusing on one goal and then being driven by that, not caring what obstacles come your way, because whatever we try to do, there will be hiccups along the path, right? It's about circumventing them, learning from them, and then doing better next time and getting even better along the journey. Right, so we can't stay stagnant. That is impossible, and I do not see any stagnancy in your reading here. Okay, your goal is to make a fresh start, to have a new beginning, to take a leap of faith, to experience something completely new, to open your mind to wondrous ideas. I feel with the Queens here that you have gathered a lot from where you are right now, and it's as though you are waiting for a new opportunity, or you are it's sort of, you needed a new opportunity. You had not taken action in that direction yet, but something happened externally and lo and behold, you have a new opportunity, or the idea came to you that, hey, perhaps I need to change my circumstances somehow. So you did, talking to people, emailing people. It's like formal emails like, okay, so listen, I want to do this and so on. So how can we make this happen? So you're taking more of an initiative role here. Or if you're not yet, because the Ace of Wands is in the future position, in the next steps, it is asking you to make the initiative, to go for it, so that you can make your desires a reality, or take advantage of the situations at hand, the new information that is coming through. With the Three of Pentacles in the guidance section, this is about taking help, accepting help from people who are in a place to help. This can be your peers and colleagues. It can even be like letters of recommendation, for example. It can go a long way. So if you're wanting to change fields and someone in your friend group or your colleague circle that they are in that field or have some connections in that field, go ahead and collaborate with them. If you want to make something of your own, which is sort of a passion project, and you had neglected it for a while, but now it is like clearer than ever that it is something that you want to be doing, then use all the resources at hand. Three of Pentacles is working together. You teach something, someone else teaches you something else. Everyone's kind of equally mutually respecting each other, but all of you are moving in a similar direction towards a similar goal, so you can help each other out along the way, right? If this is not talking about people, it also talks about all the things you have learned, utilizing that, combining that with intelligence, the personality that you are, mind, body, and spirit, just using all the resources at your disposal to move towards that direction. And it's also saying it's okay that you do not know everything of what's to come. It's fine, because it's more about learning on the go. You can learn on the go. It's just a matter of starting. So the next step here is asking you to simply begin, make the initiative here. Ten of Swords in the future position is talking that once you make this change, this is it. This chapter is done. Right, Ten of Swords has come for all three piles so far in different positions, but it has definitely been there. So I suppose a lot of cycles are closing out at this time in the collective. But yeah, in your outcome, once you make this move, you're not coming back. Okay. So I guess that might be an apprehension, and that's why you're looking for a guidance reading. But the vessel here overall is making new structures and the ability to make new structures towards your goals. The structure is not necessarily always just there. We need to also create our own based on what we desire. What do we want to nurture? What do we want to take care of, right? So in this whole thing here, take care of your vitality. Your mental health is good, your physical strength is pretty good as well, and it looks like you're very focused and oriented, and you have like your goals very clear. It might be disconcerting because things are coming out of nowhere. It might be sudden epiphanies and realizations, and now you cannot ignore it anymore, or random opportunities that come in that you have waited forever and you thought that it might not arise, but it is here now, and you just have to go take a leap of faith. It might be scary because it's a whole new beginning, but at the same time, you know deep within that you want this. Right? So create the space and the structures necessary for this to happen. Okay, next steps for Pile 3 viewers. What else do we see here? Yeah, a new beginning with some change has occurred. It might have been surprising that this came in, but it now gives you the blank canvas that you needed to move out of your current limitations, put an end to the limitations, and begin something anew. You have really very good physical strength. You definitely have the fierceness you need, the passion and the drive that is needed to make your dreams a reality, a tangible reality. It is, of course, when we have aces, it is the first step. So I don't think you've done this before, or at least you're looking at it from a whole new perspective. You're trying it out in a different way. So it is still very new to you. But regardless, it brings you a lot of life, passion, and inspiration. Spirit wants to work with you here, so follow that calling. Combine your heart, your intuition, and fuel that with your drive, okay, and focus. Work with what you have. We have trouble, accusations, we have you feel something is lacking in your life, perhaps love, money, or goals, and we have financial gain, usually coming from something you did in the past. Yeah, so you may have made certain initiatives already, like communications already sent out, and now you're getting the opportunity, and it might be like, again, like I said, you might not have expected it anymore. You didn't hear back for a while, so you kind of gave up on it, or you wonder like what happened to that thing that you had applied to. Why is it not here yet? But lo and behold, we have it, and it's about moving in that direction. So something is missing, you know, so it's sort of like you're aware that the change was inevitable, okay? Whether you were looking for it and actively going for it, or it just so happened at the right time, regardless, you knew that change was inevitable, so you are in this mature position at this moment. And even in your belief system, you just know you can do whatever you set your mind to. You know that if you start off on the right foot, then you can manage it. But yeah, okay, with the frying pan, the trouble and accusations, it can talk about this unexpectedness. It is disconcerting when things just come out of nowhere, or it can even be talking about the trouble that comes along when you're finishing off a cycle, certain things that were unresolved from the past, or things that just are not good for your future anymore. You just have to deal with that, put the finishing touches, and move on from that situation, right? Let me get one more card. Pile 3. Pile 3. Okay, dealings or relationship with a man with dark complexion or hair. Yeah, that could be specific to some of you here. And we have in need of help, assistance, and guidance. Yeah, so someone with this type of description could be in the 3 of Pentacles position, in the place to offer you help. Okay, this is not going to be for everyone, but there might be like a quid pro quo situation, so they help you out, and then in the future you're gonna have to help them out, and that kind of throws you off. That's possible, but not necessary. Okay, take it as it resonates. But yeah, someone with this description can really help you out with the necessary resources that helps you get started. And this relationship perhaps, or this type of resource, might be a temporary one. That's why we have 10 of Swords, it's like just done and dusted too. For example, what you have studied, you're not going to be applying that same education in your job. In that case, it just helps you get started, but it's not something permanent. Okay, that's possible. Let's say you're moving to a new place, you take a service apartment, but you know that that is not the place you're going to continue living in. So it's a temporary thing that is going to come to an end, and you know that. And in the meantime, you're going to use the help that you get and collaborate with others to get the right place that is suited for you. Okay, that's like a side note when you are traveling. Okay, let's get some more cards. Piles reviewers, next steps. I don't feel anything alarming here with the trouble and accusations, unless like you're very resistant to change. In that case, change itself is the trouble. It can also be that, you know, you've worked so hard on the foundation or like building a certain structure, and it's sort of like, really, do I have to let everything go or what, you know? But it looks like you're ready for a fresh start with the goals. Being the Fool here, you want to jump into the unknown and just get a new fresh perspective, and the next step, being Ace of Wands, is just make the move, you know, just take the leap. Yeah. And also Eight of Wands, Chariot, this whole diamond shape going on is very dynamic. Everything is movement. Move. That's the guidance here. Take the help you need, use your resources, put an end to things that are toxic or are not beneficial for you anymore. You've taken whatever you needed to take, learned what you needed to learn, become wiser and stronger. And now, you know, chapter done. Time to move on. Okay. Very clear. Okay, we have Creator Water. This is the intuition and the spirit that I was telling you. It wants to collaborate, listen to that intuition. Go with the flow as well. So if the opportunity comes, just go with it and see where that takes you. Okay, we have Bliss is worth creating from. Yeah, so following your heart and doing what makes you feel revitalized. Yeah, that's a word I hear. Revitalized and replenished. Yeah. So this is something very exciting for you, this new opportunity. It can be something that you are creating for yourself. The Queen of Swords is very strategic, and Mother of Wands, or the Queen of Wands, is very passionate and driven, and both of them are leader figures. So, you know, it can be you just taking charge, and you don't want to work within the same structures that you have before, so you're breaking the mold, and that can be, you know, exhausting because there's a lot more that needs to be done, but it's the good kind of exhausting, and you do have the necessary help to get you started, to get you going. Okay, where is this trajectory leading? This path, where is this path leading? Pile 3. Okay, we have 3333, the divine guidance number. Like I was saying, mind, body, and spirit, that's the Trinity here. And in religions as well, we have the Trinity, the Creator, the Sustainer, and the Destroyer. Okay, so it's as though the universe wants to create through you, and the Three of Pentacles is basically being highlighted here. Okay, some more guidance. Can we have some more guidance for pile 3? Oh, and you are pile 3. Ha, interesting. Okay, so we have the time is ripe for creation and connection. Focus your attention in this new areas. So making new connections, exploring new ideas, connecting with different resources, people, teams, whatever it is for your situation. And we also have Woodpecker. Use your discernment and fortitude to achieve your goals and find a new rhythm. So if you want to be your independent business owner as well, then this is about being strategic and clever with your resources. Use your mental discernment and fortitude to get yourself ahead. And whatever choice you want to be making, and what steps you want to be making, if it is very chaotic and like a lot of things going on at the same time, then again, the Woodpecker is saying, be objective, zoom out, and see the full picture, break it down, and then tackle them one by one, simultaneously, depending on what you can fit with what. Like, let's say you have to meet someone, but at the same time you're wanting to travel. So perhaps see if you can do it like a video call or something, or meet them on the way, decide your route such that it is flowing along that same direction. Just an example. But yes, something of that sort. Let's see our astro dice. Time to viewers. Okay, we have 7th house, Pluto, and Sagittarius. Okay, traveling abroad to meet someone, to see someone. You might have received communication from someone who is living abroad or is from a foreign land. It can also be putting an end to a relationship that has gone past its expiry date. But you have the support and you just know. It's, I don't know. Yeah, I don't feel a very dark and doom and gloom type of vibe here. It's not very difficult lesson plan, and you have to suffer first before you know that type of situation, because Sagittarius is very expansive and optimistic. It sees the point of it all. Okay, it does not, I'm not saying that everything's easy peasy lemon squeezy, but whatever the difficulties are, you're able to deal with that because you have a future vision, you have your aspirations clear, you are relating with the people who are right for your cause, and so on. So it's really not feeling like a disturbance. Instead, it's more of a necessary transformation that even was coming. Okay. Yeah, we have the hummingbird, a rose, and the knitting kit here. So this is again making something, taking the first step, being dynamic in both of these things. The rose here is about blossoming into your beauty, listening to that spark, that passion, that light inside you, and flying towards that. The hummingbird is as well very colorful, so it is expressing yourself to a larger degree, increasing your spectrum of how you can help others, how you can help yourself, what you can learn, the level of awareness, the type of people you connect with, and so on, depending on what your question is. Yes. Taking your time as well. So if you feel through your discernment that you should wait on it a little bit because you need one more additional information, then go ahead and do that. But don't be passive in that moment. Like, at the same time, while you're waiting on some news, you can think about other things. For example, I don't know, I'm getting a lot of multitasking vibe, but being very fully aware of what you want to be discussing. So perhaps write things down if you have trouble multitasking, or if you spin out of balance when you are thinking about multiple things at the same time. It's not about getting cluttered, it's about decluttering, but doing it quickly and efficiently. Okay? Yes. Can we get one more? One more. I'm getting multiple, but we see one more bird flying. We have a moth to a flame, so it's as though the light is calling you, you know which way to go. And we have the feather here, perhaps you're receiving some signs and symbols. The bag here, the purse here is telling me packing and going, so some of you can really be traveling, or it is about being protective of your resources and using them wisely. So you're looking for signs before you make any big moves. You can see some numbers. Let me see what we have for you. We did see 3s. I think that's your number. 1, 0, and 10. So 10, 10. I don't know why that is as well, repeating for all 3 piles. And I've cleansed all the piles. I cleanse all the piles after I do each reading. So that is surprising. Okay, but anyway, there's a lot of potential here. There's a lot can come through. You have a lot of freedom that can be achieved here, but it needs certain things to go. And with the rose here as well, the rose has thorns, right? And that is for the purposes of protecting, because it is so radiant, it is so attractive that people can't help but pluck it. And to discourage that, the rose has thorns. Right, you gotta approach it carefully, you gotta know how to deal with it, you gotta know how to cut it and things like that, to maintain a rose. So I see that type of strategy going on, and yeah, in your movement forward, or this is the guidance for you as well to remain strategic. But this is you in the now position, so I don't doubt you at all. All right, you got this. So that's what I have for you, pile 3. Thank you so much for being here. I really hope this reading helps you out. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. If you want a personal reading, you can always reach me via my Etsy shop. The link is in the description box in the comment below. I hope to see you again. Until next time, take care. Bye. Hi Pile 4 viewers, welcome to your reading. We'll take a look at what guidance you have for your path ahead. We have the forest coming up first. Okay, this is about going on an adventure, taking a chance and exploring something different. And it's finding magic in what you have, in the unknown, and trusting your path ahead, listening to your instincts and your intuition, and allowing the natural forces to guide you towards the opening and the knowledge and awareness that the forest can bring you. Okay, so I'm going to shuffle for your tarot, and we will link the tarot with what we have here and also get some more cards. You can stay for the shuffling, or if you want, you can skip ahead. The present position is the moon, and I think that is so interesting. The forest, the moon, and you have like a very similar imagery going on here. So it talks about having to use your intuition to see things differently. Otherwise, if we use the same mindset as we do in perceiving the world during the day, then at night we're going to be very uncertain because we don't have the sunlight with us. So we must rely on different resources here. So at this time, it feels as though you are afraid of what's to come, or uncertain about your current situation. It's so interesting that we have 1, 2, 3, 4 moons going on in your reading. So the moon is being very emphasized. Can be asking you to work with the moon, or you are talking to the moon, you're relating with the moon, your subconscious mind is very active here, mother figure, and we do have the Empress here in the gut instinct place. So this can be talking about gathering valuable information from your mother figure, or it is about stepping into the divine feminine role. The moon does represent the divine feminine power, so using creativity, flow, trust, intuition, creating a space for exploring, so on and so forth, abundance, etc. All of that corresponds to the divine feminine energy here. So that would be, I believe, the way forward. The guidance section, we have Father of Wands, which is the King of Wands. So this is being very deliberate and proactive in your role, in your current situation. With the Nine of Cups in the past situation, this is saying that you have been fulfilled, but it's as though you want something more that would be even better, and it can create a lot more abundance for the future, because in the ideals here it's as though why settle for 9 when you can have 10. You know, that's the mentality I'm seeing here. And your belief system is that if I can imagine it, if I put my heart in it, if I put my wishes into it, it can happen. I don't know how, and the path is unknown, but it doesn't matter, because I know that if I want it truly, it is going to be mine. The Knight of Cups also takes steps, makes the wishes known, makes the desires known. It's a lot more proactive. So you're not hesitant in making the moves. It's, I believe, just uncertainty of how exactly or where exactly you can go about doing that. The King of Wands gives you the indication towards your passions. Wherever you feel most excited, most alive and vibrant, that's where you begin. The King of Wands is also not afraid to put their best foot forward and go forward with confidence and charisma, and expecting a victory, expecting to reach the 10 of Cups here. Next steps with the 7 of Swords can be talking about keep your plans a little bit secret or hidden, share with only a select few, because you yourself are not sure about it. So until you know exactly what to do, where to go, and what you really are being called to do, don't reveal it yet. And it can also be that there are some negative people who can pull you down. They can show you more of the uncertain side of things. So this would be, not revealing your plans to such people. 7 of Swords is very clever and strategic with resources, also acts in the night as though, taking what needs to be taken and just kind of slipping into the night. So hush hush, quiet, secret, that's the vibe here. That would be the next step. As well, you have big dreams, you have big plans, and there can be some people who are like really jealous, like, well, good for you, you already do amazing, and whatever, why are you being so greedy, why do you want even more? That can be a subconscious thought process that I'm getting here from some people who want the best for you, but not really, but they show otherwise, something of that nature. And you can catch it, because 7 of Swords, however, hush hush, you can catch the secretive glance, right? That's something that is apparent, so you will know from that look that something's off, something's fishy, like what are they hiding? I feel like they're not revealing something, and so on. So yeah, anyone who shows you more of the fearful side of things, this is also in terms of friendships, connections, and romantic relationships, because I see a lot of emotion taking place here. Yeah, and also if you're doing some inner work, then also this is suggesting that you keep that to yourself, you work on yourself, and then present the new version that you have. Just rise from the ashes, come to an understanding and conclusion of what has been going thus far, and after learning the lessons and incorporating that within you, you can display yourself as you see fit. With the goals, with the 3 of Cups here, you want to establish good friendships. I feel is more about who is being manipulative, who is not good in my surroundings. I feel like you're kind of decluttering, it feels weird to say that, but decluttering certain energies from your life. Certain vibes just don't agree with you. Meanwhile, there are some who are friends through the thick and the thin, and I feel like you want to find that's a goal for you. Who can I trust? Who can I rely on? Who can I connect with and have that synchronous connection? 9 of Cups is like, I'm happy with myself, I'm happy with what I have, but every human being needs a connection, and that's why we want to find people. So the 3 of Cups is sort of, I want to find such people that I'm always understood and I'm always in flow and harmony, and we're different, but at the same time we gel so well together. It's like a tribe, like soul sisters, soul siblings, and just that soulmate bond, and that would be your 10 of Cups. It's like we're almost there, it's like one step away. I feel that. Okay, and in your outcome position, we have 9 of Wands. So this is, again, going back to the forest here, it can feel very uncertain, and you have to question certain beliefs of what type of people are there in your surroundings and why you're still entertaining certain behavior in your life if you don't want those characteristics in your vicinity. So it's about evaluating that, being very truthful with yourself, and working on healing. 9 of Wands is sort of has put in so much work and has put in so much energy, and it's just holding on, but it's almost there, right? It's about the finishing touches. So the 10 of Cups that you dream of, that the ideal is that it is possible to have a network filled with love and light and happiness. That is possible, yes, but there are certain finishing touches that are wanting to be made here. Meditation, contemplation, and isolation. These would be 3 things that help you figure things out. You have to kind of zoom out and see things a little bit objectively. And when you're observing, the 7 of Swords is in the observer state, and then the guidance here is to take action on that, right? So observe, watch, wait, be patient, and then you will know. You will know when you know. It's sort of that feeling. ask about the thought process behind things. You know, when you find something fishy about something or someone, ask them to explain themselves a little bit. Yeah. Okay, Seven of Swords is also about being a rebel. So slipping into the night, that thing that I was saying, I'm not saying, run away, because running away does not solve any situation, but running towards something in a strategic manner, because otherwise you will not be understood. That is a different story, but it is all at your risk, right? So if something feels right, and you have to go by feeling because there's so much moon here, if something feels right, you have the tools to achieve what you want to achieve, go for it. Take action in that direction. Okay? Yes, let's see some more. Cups. Okay, we have wish will not be granted. We have do not back down from opposition, show strength and fortitude. Yeah, exactly. So it can be for some of you that you're trying to fit some people in a mold that you have built. For example, you wish that someone was trustworthy, but in the back of your mind, you know that they're not really, and you have always been suspicious of them, but you've not acknowledged it. Right? So this is about not... Things are the way they are. This is what this is saying to me. And if someone's not effortlessly gelling into your life, don't try to make it fit. Okay, so whatever is not being granted to you at this time is for your protection. But that does not mean that you don't charge ahead anyway. Not in that direction, but look for another door. With the moon here, you just gotta feel it out, Some things work, some things don't. It is uncertain, that's by nature, and that's why we have the ability of intuition and flow, so that we can quickly identify with some practice what the right way forward would be. This is so that with the bull here, you need to keep charging forward and keep showing your fortitude and strength, as is with the outcome over here. You have a lot of strength and independence and charisma. But, don't waste these abilities on people that are not appreciative of that. Then we have dealings or relationship with a man with dark complexion or hair. So that could be valid. Sorry about that noise. Okay, let's get one more. We have birth or conception of a child or enterprise. Yeah, so this can be a new creative avenue that is taking place. And we do have the Empress. So, what do we say here? Oh yeah, that this can be talking about a literal pregnancy, if that is something you're wanting. Okay. Or this is about, something creative, because we have the Knight of Cups as well. This is doing something creative, making a mind baby, a creative baby as well. So you might get new ideas, and just by working through the night, you have, not literally, but working through the uncertainty, you find hidden gems. With the Forest here as well, you find hidden gems. It's just an unexpected treasure. You didn't expect, and you thought that it was going to be all difficult and, dark and weary and alone, but it's not. Like, certain wishes are not granted here, but that's to encourage you, to motivate you to move in a different direction. And when you move in that direction, you meet right people, you meet the right match with whom you can imagine a long-term future, if a person is what you're looking for. Or this is finding the right resources, people, connections that help you with your creative venture or your desires here. If you're looking for friends, for example, that as well applies. Okay, let's get some more cards. Pile 4. Okay, that was fast. We have you are light. Yeah, don't be afraid of the dark because you are light. You're carrying what you need to carry. You have the fortitude, you have the strength, charm, if that's needed as well. Yes, you have enough energy. And we have what does your soul say? That is literally going to answer all your questions here. What does your soul say is asking you to listen to the intuition. This reading is asking you to listen to your intuition. And from that you can find the light, you can find the source. And it's I keep looking at the Three of Cups, the sun here. I mentioned the moons, but we have the sun here, one sun. And we have so many moons, so it's as though the intuition is going to lead to action and it is going to lead to clarity. So even if things seem dark or uncertain or unsure at this time, it does not mean that that's how it shall be. Okay, it's a temporary phase to help you see things differently, to help you see things through difficult times. Yeah, wow. Okay, how does this trajectory lead? For pile 4, this trajectory, how is this? Where is this going? Is this panning out? Story. Okay, we have 3, 3, 3, 3, and we have flight. Yes, so new adventure, new journey. We began the reading with new adventure, and we have that coming up again. Yes, you will find the ideals and the goals that you're seeking, and yes, it does need certain things to overcome, but you have enough and plenty of strength / resources to make that happen, and you will get the guidance that you need through your intuition. When you're in the moment, just pause for a bit, observe, watch, and then act. Okay, silence is your friend at this time. Yes, wow. Can we have some more guidance for pile 4? We have the choice is clear for you now. Follow the wisdom and truth you feel in your heart. Yes, yes. That's perfect. Does not need more elaboration. Let's do your astrodice. We have Jupiter, 3rd house in Cancer. Yeah, so 3 of Cups can talk about siblings as well, expanding who you can call your chosen family. That's possible, or you come into communication with people who are like family, so you connect. The quest for the 3 of Cups is blessed. That's basically what I'm getting. You can take the action here, and like I said, with the Cancer sign as well, go with your feeling, go with the flow. Your intuition is not lying to you. It's important to sit and contemplate, because the 3rd house is about thinking and also communicating. But before we can say something out loud, we need to communicate with spirit and with our mind. We need to ourselves be very clear of what we are thinking before we go ahead and connect with people. So yeah, that is something being asked of you, but you will gain a lot of wisdom and awareness through this process. You will recognize the people who are your kins. You will recognize what your heart is really wanting. You will resolve the conflicts between the head and the heart. You will unite your efforts and move in an effective direction, even if it is not, in some cases, very pleasing for each and every person involved. But pleasing each and every person is not really your job, isn't it? So yeah, take that as it resonates. Some or all messages may apply. Oh, okay, we have the Lion over there. Speaking of fears, the King of Wands is a very Leo sign as well. It talks about Sagittarius and Aries too. But yeah, it's about using that fiery nature to just go for something, the action-orientedness. But you don't just act randomly, because then it's just dispersing your energy. You have to focus and channel the energy in order for something productive to come out of that. And when you focus and channel, no hurdle seems too big, you know? Yeah, okay. Then we have the moth to a flame, and we have the fox here, which is, again, see the Seven of Swords here. It's about being clever, being shrewd, and also identify who's on your side, who's not. Leo is about loyalty as well, so identifying who's being loyal, who is not. Listening to your heart. Yes, go towards what feels right. The moth to the flame would be what feels right to you. And it's sort of smell the smoke. I don't know why I'm getting that, but smell the smoke. If you know that someone is a little bit sneaky, wishy-washy, you know, be watchful. It's nothing to be afraid of. Just to be clear, nothing to be afraid of. It's just something to be clever about. Because people who are sneaky are also quite resourceful in one way or another. So that is up to you which way you want to perceive the situation. If you just don't need such people in your life, then so be it. Then take the necessary steps to, you know, come out of that situation, to go ahead, go through your journey, and then meet people who are like-minded. And it looks like you are already doing good. Keep doing good and keep listening to your heart and your intuition, because that is honestly your compass right now. Okay, so that's what I have for you, pile 4. Thank you so much for being here. I really hope this reading helps you. Let me know your thoughts in the comments, and if you want a personal reading, you can always reach me via my Etsy shop. The link is in the description box in the comment below. I hope to see you again next time. Take care. Bye.